Welcome to Ross Lake. Today we're in a honey shed and we're going to be discussing the little giant beginner hive kit. So I picked up this hive kit at our local hardware store, and I actually had a really good deal on it. It said it's regularly priced at $250. I picked it up for $199, and we'll go into the prices a little bit later, but let's start unboxing. Okay, first thing we have is our veil. We have a bead brush. We have our little booklet, and I'm sure this just goes into what's in the kit. Yes, it talks about the different pieces of the kit a little bit. We have how to put our hive together, your brand new beekeeping. Beekeeping for Dummies book. Some burlap smoker fuel. Size large gloves. Smoker. That way. All right, here's the real lady. We have a full. We have a full assembled 10-frame hive. Okay, now that we have everything in the box, I kind of laid it on the table. The hive setup, we'll talk about that a little bit later. However, I want to go into sort of the pros and cons of this kit versus what we use in our apiary. I will start off by saying we've never had this kit before. This is the first time, but I saw it at our local hardware store. That was actually pretty good price, so I picked it up thinking this will make a pretty good video. If you're brand new beekeeping, you see this at a store, beekeeping store, local hardware store, whatever, pick it up thinking it's a great deal. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. So let's get into it. We're going to start with the veil. The veil is a very simple piece of equipment. It's perfect for beginner beekeepers. However, I actually recommend a jacket. I'll get into that a little bit later. But the veil is very simple. It just covers your face. It has armholes here that stick your arms out of. So all of the rest of your body will be exposed, but your face will be covered. No bees can get in. Good stuff. A bead brush. Bead brushes are a very simple tool, but they come in handy and they're not super expensive. You use this just to brush these out of the way when you're putting your hive back together, or if you need to brush out the frame. A hive tool. The hive tool is your best friend as a beekeeper. You use it to scrape off propolis, use it to wiggle frames apart so you can pull them out of the hive easier. You can use this end also as a leverage. Sometimes you need to get a frame to lift it. There's a different type of hive tool that we'll talk about a little bit later. This is actually not for type, however, it is a very versatile product. Okay. Burlap. This is smoker fuel. You can use burlap, however, we use other items, pine cones, dry grass, pine needles, etc. So you can use burlap. It is safe for bees. Do you really need to? It's up to you. It does cost money, whereas dry grass from the yard, pine needles from the next door neighbor are free. Okay, your smoker. This also is one of your best friends as a beekeeper. This is actually pretty good size for beginner. You open it up, and you have this little piece in the bottom. You will need to poke the legs out when you first get it, like so. Okay, and then it will go legs down into the smoker. This gives you your oxygen underneath to feed the fire. Once you try going, you're all set. Okay, and your bellies to fire smoke. It does come with a little clip, so you can keep your bellies closed while it's in storage. Nice feature, not really necessary in my opinion. Okay, beekeeping for dummies. It is a book. I have perused this book. I'm not a huge fan of it, however, I understand it can have its merit. We'll talk about beekeeping books in another video. Gloves. Gloves are great, especially when you're a brand new beginner beekeeper. These gloves that came with this kit are a size large. I don't know about you, but I have some fairly small hands, so I have probably a half inch or so of left-handed glove past my fingers. And I know from experience, these are not great for me specifically. They're really hard to manipulate the frames. It's really difficult to pick up bees once you get into doing that. However, they do have some nice features. They come up to my elbow here. They do have some ventilation, helps breathe, and these are leather, so chances of getting sun through them are very minimal. Okay, next we have our frame here. It has a couple parts to it. And it even has directions that comes with it, which is nice for someone who doesn't really know what's going on. These are used to keep bees from drowning because this is actually takes the place of when you're raising a hive. You'll fill it with sugar syrup. These will go along the edge, and you'll have this that goes down over that as well. And the bees can crawl in. They'll crawl down your little mesh, be able to drink the sugar syrup, and crawl back out. There are pros and cons to in-frame feeders as well, and we'll talk about that a little bit later as well. Okay, it also came with this rather large paper. However, looking at it, actually pretty good schematic. It talks about the different parts of the hive, a bottom board, entrance producer, brood box versus supers, inner cover, outer cover, etc. It's actually pretty nice, and it shows some of the details with the frame and the frame mounts and things like that. It also talks a little bit about the different types of bees, you know, your drones, your workers, your queens, and it also kind of goes into a little bit some of the other equipment that came in it, so the veil, the smoker, etc. And it goes actually into what is expected during the different parts of your beekeeping seasons, spring, summer, fall, winter. So that's kind of nice, especially for brand new beekeeping. Now we get to the box, the hive kit itself, and it does come with all you need to get started initially with bees. Let's go through it. We have the outer cover, and it does say here to remove your peel. So we have a aluminum flashing top over your wood, so you don't have to peel this plastic bit off, which is actually really obnoxious. But you see, you've got that silver underneath. Have our inner cover, this side up. It does have a top entrance here, so the bees can go through the top entrance and get inside of the hive if they want. Okay. Comes with 10 frames with a plastic foundation, and it is a waxed plastic foundation. Let's just take a couple of these frames off, and you'll see the deep brood box. And this is something that not all hives have, this little metal strip here, and that makes it a little bit easier when you're taking the propolis off of the edges here. We have an entrance reducer with a, looks like 3-inch opening and probably 3/4-inch opening without measuring it, so you can do it this way or this way. We also have a screened bottom board, and this does include your IBM board underneath that's gridded, so it makes your counting of mites a little bit easier to do. Okay, that's all this kit comes with. So let's get into the opinions, pros and cons. Now that we've talked about all the parts that come in this kit, let's go over some pros and cons. First, we'll start off with our screen bottom board. This screen bottom board is fairly well put together. It's raised, so you have about an inch or maybe 3/4 of an inch of raised off of the whatever surface you're putting your hive onto, concrete blocks or platform or whatever. You do have your gridded IBM board, which is nice, makes counting mice a little bit easier. Some things I do notice right away: the screen is stable right on top. It is kind of sharp along the edges. I doubt that'll be much of an issue because the bees will just fertilize along the edges. However, it can't cut you. Something else I noticed is, this isn't super big deal, but there's a slight space in the back here on either side where the measurements just seem just a little bit off. Again, the bees will probably just fertilize. It's probably not a big deal, but it is something to note. And the entire bottom board is stapled together, including the wire mesh. The entrance reducer, very simple, not much to it, not very difficult to create. If you are interested in an updated entrance reducer, check out our other video. We'll show you how to make one that's a little bit easier to pull out of your hive when it comes time to switch around. Okay, your frames. Frames are one thing that is a hot topic for beekeepers, in my opinion. Frames, plastic foundation versus wax foundation versus no foundation, like we typically run in our apiary. it's really good. However, I will say the plastic foundation makes it super easy for beginner beekeepers. You don't have to worry about frames falling apart while you're doing your inspection. You can tilt it straight horizontally to the ground, and you don't have to worry about wax falling out. That is one pro. Cons: some beekeepers, myself included, have noticed these don't really like it as much. They want to wax how they want to build it. Again, it's a personal preference, but it's not necessarily a bad one for a beginner. And again, the frames are stable together at the top and the bottom. The brood box itself. The brood box itself has nice box joints on the corners. Again, it's stable together. It does look like it may be glued as well. Not 100% certain with that. I do like that it has the metal rim on the rounded edge for the frame rest. That is a nice feature. Other than that, it has handles. It's got a good grip on the short sides and the long sides, depending on how you like to lift your high boxes. So that is nice. Some high boxes don't actually include handles on all four sides. They'll just include it on two of the sides. It is a personal preference as well, how you lift your high boxes. The inner cover. Inner cover is, again, a pretty simple concept. It's almost like a picture frame with a board instead of glass. You will always have a hole of some sort for these coming out of, and typically they will come with the top entrance as well. I do like that it does come with the top entrance. And I will say I'm not a fan of this shape of opening. However, that is because when we feed in hive, we don't use the frame feeder like that came with this kit. We use mason doors. And I'll show you that a little bit later as well. Next we come to our outer cover. And the first thing I do notice is the top to the outer cover is two solid pieces of wood. It's not MDF or plywood or anything like that. So it does have a seam along the middle here. Again, it's not an issue kind of these at all. This really keeps the rain out of them. The one thing I personally don't like, although I understand why they do it, this peel. It's really obnoxious. Trying to get all this peel off of the flashing. It's really stuck on there. You really have to just keep pulling, and it's honestly, it's probably gonna take me about an hour just to peel all of it off. Doesn't really hurt anything. It's just one thing that's it could have been done differently, but I understand that they put the peel on, so all the flashing doesn't get scratched up and shipping. So I can't really fault them out from it. Other than that, the outer cover is what an outer cover does. It goes right over the top. It also has box joints, so it's not a fall party anytime soon. That is nice. But other than that, it just sits right on top of the hive. Keeps the rain off of these. Overall, I think this hive is fairly well together, especially for just pull it out, set it up kit. No assembly required. You will have one thing to do. The hive doesn't need to be painted or sealed in some way. A coat or two of paint or some tunnel oil, something like that, just to protect the wood. Again, it's not a very difficult thing to do, but it is something that would have saved one extra step for a beginner keeper. So you could just literally put this hive out, put some bees in it, call it good. However, it'll definitely last longer if you seal it or paint it in some way. The little giant beginner hat kit. I think that's a pretty good deal for a beginner beekeeper, which is what it's geared towards. It does come with things that you will need to get started, aside from the bees, of course. There are some things that I would prefer something else, like a jacket instead of a veil. I prefer the J-hook tool over this. Again, preference. There are other books I prefer over the beekeeper dummies. I don't really think an in-hive frame here is really necessary. However, I understand why I put it because you are only getting a brood box. It does not come with a super. You will have to purchase that or build that separately. So overall, it regularly sells for $250. I got it for $199. Amazon has it today at $216. And I did price everything from Little Giant separately, and that total came to $248.40. Now those are Amazon prices. From Little Giant, so all this price individually is about $250, which is a regular price. So in my personal opinion, buying everything separately doesn't really save you any money, except it will give you specifics. So instead of getting a size large gloves, maybe you get a small, or maybe you get an extra large. Instead of getting burlap for smoke fuel, maybe you rake your next door's neighbor's yard for some angles. Instead of getting this kind of tool, maybe you get a J-hook like I prefer. Most of it's user preference. It really just depends on how you want to do it. But for a beginner, if you don't really know what you like, it's actually a pretty decent deal. One-stop shop for the things that you need. Okay, let's get into some other options now. So I have a few of the things that we actually use in our apiary. So we'll start with gloves. The gloves that came with the kit, one size. Hopefully they fit you, but they might not. Another option is I bought these gardening gloves. They're actually gauntlets, so the entire thing is leather. They fit my hand actually really well. Fingers are at the tip of the gloves, and I haven't been stung for these yet. It is actually nice because they can serve double duty in the garden if you need to. Like we have blackberry bushes, so sometimes you can go prune them. And I'll leave a link to the majority of this actually online where you can purchase. Another option, nitride gloves. This particular brand is the one that my husband prefers. They're a little bit thicker. Let's see, just a heavy extra thick. They are bright orange. They're not black. You definitely want to stay away from darker colors, but these don't like darker colors. But these you can have them for a year, so these actually get our concept. So the frame here, you may use an inner cover with a hole like this. So the inner cover would go on top of the box like this. You fill the jar with sugar syrup. You have your feeder top. These are the V-bar mason jar feeders, and I'll leave a link to those in the description as well. But once you put your sugar syrup in the jar, you just stick that in the circular hole that we have on the majority of our inner covers. The one downfall with the mason jar feeders like this is you will need another box to put over, so you can put your outer cover on top of this. Not a huge deal if you are already into beekeeping. You probably have a few boxes around. However, if you are just getting into it, you don't need another box eventually anyway. I would say go ahead and get one. However, that is one piece of equipment that would not come in this kit. Another thing, the hive tool. Like I said before, this is a very personal preference. However, this is my preferred hive tool. It does have a J-hook. That is how I get frames out of the hive. So I scoop it down and pull it up, so I have a nice grip already off of the frame rest. Again, personal preference, but it's about the same price as the one else in the kit. Smoker fuel. You can use burlap. It's perfectly fine, but if you don't want to spend the money on it, break up your grass after you cut it and let it dry on the lawn. That's all this is. Gather some leaves if it's in the fall. Make sure they're dry. If you have pine needles, if you have pine cones, anything like that, will not harm your bees and makes great free smoker fuel. The last thing I will point out is the entrance reducer. This is one that my husband has made, and it's a little bit different simply because it has a groove right down here, and actually I bought it here. Okay, yes, I did. Okay, so when you have your hive here, you can just slide it straight down in. You already have a nice lid out, so it'll pop right out if you need to change your opening for your entrance reducer. It sits on the outside of the hive just a little bit, so it makes it easier to grab it and pull it out. The other kind of entrance reducer, you have to get your hive tool inside, and that's another time when that J-hook comes in handy. If you don't have this kind of entrance reducer, because you'll have to grab it to pull it out. So one other thing to keep in mind. And if you are interested in learning how to make these entrance reducers, we'll let you know how in the link below. Okay, the last thing that I would say is a big one for me is not having just a veil, but a full jacket or even suit. I personally prefer the suit. I did start off with a jacket, but I got stung a couple times, and that really distracts me from beekeeping, from doing the things that I need to ensure my bees are healthy and reproducing like they need to be. So if you are a beginner beekeeper and don't want to get distracted by getting stung, I would personally recommend that you either get a jacket or a beekeeping suit. I really like this one. It's my jacket actually, and it is a little pricey if you're just getting started. However, I don't foresee ever needing another suit. It does have the same type of veil, although this is a fencing veil, so it doesn't have that wide brim to keep off your base, but it does have stick out, so it does stay off. It is fully ventilated. This was a huge one for me because we do live in North Carolina, in the south. It gets over 100 degrees in summer. It gets hot, and if you're in an apiary for a number of minutes, for a number of hives, it adds up, and you will start sweating, and it's not fun. But this keeps me as cool as I can be while I'm out there doing what I need to make sure my bees are healthy. Again, it has all these zippers. It has a few pockets, even. It has a place for your hive tool, and yeah, I can't say enough about this. Actually, I love it. But there are other options instead of just a veil. If you're comfortable around bees already, even if you haven't really started beekeeping, maybe the veil's all you need. You definitely want to protect your face. You could potentially lose your eyesight if you get stung in the wrong area. Please protect yourself. This video was not sponsored or paid for in any way other than with our hard money. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, share, and subscribe to see more like it. You can also check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, or check out our website at www.rustleapiary.com. If you purchase any of the items that we discussed in the video using the links in the description below, we make a small percentage of that sale at no added cost to you. And all proceeds go right back to our bees. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.